Negotiables, Quality Minutes Podcast is back in effect. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we here, man. And we got a special, super special guest star, guest host, guest person, guest individual. I will let her introduce herself, and then we'll give a little introduction, let her know who we know her as. Go ahead. What's your name, girl?
Keita.
Oh, okay.
okay.
AKA Lady P.
Shout out to Keita, ladies and gentlemen.
Give it up. Oh, man. Okay, here you go. Give it up for Keita, y'all. Give it up.
Keita is.
Well, Keita, I always tell a quick story about the people that come on. But so I've known Greg since I was in the 5th grade, since Miss Simmons' class in the 5th grade. I knew you maybe since the 7th grade, man. Like, so I met you in Mr. Pop's class. And when I Mr. Pop's class, and when I first got to the school, got to Bernie, I had just moved in the middle of the year. And you were on vacation or something. You was like on a cruise, and then you came back.
I was. And
the first thing I could think was, wow, she is really loud. So let's give it up. Let's give it up one more time for Keita, man. Appreciate you. So what's up, man? What we talking about today?
Well, we got a lot of shit to talk about today, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, Keita is going to be our new like a carry champion.
Our moderator.
Yes, indeed. You
Okay.
know what I'm saying? We needed a little more flavor here on Quality Minutes Podcast. So we said, you know what? Let's get somebody who can talk as much shit as we do.
Oh, and she could definitely do that.
I can carry it.
Yes, she definitely can. Definitely can. One of the main reasons that we have her on the podcast today, ladies and gentlemen, because we had a few topics last episode. If you haven't checked it out, go on livequalityminutes.com. It's on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, everything. You can stream it. But an interesting topic that we were talking about was marriage.
Woo! It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. It could be. As you know, I am soon to be married. My buddy Ryan is happily married. Keita has had her experience with marriage, so we figured it would be a good time to just have a good chat about it. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Well,
so, yeah, straight like that.
Let's get into the thing that we call the Kush thought or funny thought of the day.
Oh, okay.
Right. She started off with a blast. She started off with a blast.
I just want to hit a few statistics that I came to mind in regards to Ryan. You found this out the other day.
Yeah.
Who is it that has the highest divorce rate? They always talk about the divorce rate, but who has the divorce rate? And the funny thing that we found was what, Ryan?
Let's see. The folks or the people who have the highest rate of divorce based on their occupation, dancers, bartenders, massage therapists, and IT workers. So
dancers, huh?
Dancers.
Where them dollars at?
Are we talking ballet?
They didn't specify the genre of dance.
I think we know what that means.
So it means I can't go into the strip club and find a wife? Is that what you're telling me? And be successful?
You can. Well, the success rate is going to be pretty low for that,
I wonder why.
You know what?
I'm not gonna make no assumptions. Why do you think it is? We love
maybe
you, strippers.
Because
FYI, we love you, strippers.
We love you, strippers.
Yes.
But I
But
think honestly, like I can see how that can be like that. Because if I go to a strip club, bro, and somebody is getting wild dancing on me, and I just look at their hand and they have a wedding ring on, can be quite uncomfortable. Like, whoa, baby girl. Going kind of wild for this $20.
Another thing that I found that was funny, to add to what Ryan found, was the fact that we know that people don't just marry once. For the most part, marriages are happening 2-3 times. And the more you get married, the higher the statistics of you being a part of that divorce rate again grow. So it's 42 to 45% of a divorce rate for your first marriage. Your second marriage is 60%. Your third marriage is 73%. I guess I don't know if it's worth my time at that point.
That's a high percentage there, but you shoot it.
Yeah.
So in other words, once you miss that first one, you just go ahead and call it quits. Just be like,
just give it up, man. Just be for the streets, man.
It's a one-shot deal. It's a one-shot deal, man.
It is what it is, man.
Last thing I found too.
What else you find?
Is this? This is the last thing I found. I found that anyone who's under 20 years old, for women, the divorce rate is 27%, and the men are 11%. When you're 20 to 24 years of age, the divorce rate is 36% for women and 38% for men. When you get to the other ages, it starts getting low. So you're more successful the older you are when you get married. So the ones who are making the divorce rate very negative for everybody are those 20 to 24 year olds. Those are the ones that have the highest divorce rate and add to the pool of the statistics.
But really, like, if you between 20 and 25 years old, what are you really bringing to a marriage? You know what I'm saying? Like, who knew themselves? Who just knew themselves? You know, who was like completely who they were at that age? You know what I'm saying? That's pretty early to get married. I can see why that's a statistic.
That's so your brain don't develop. Your brain doesn't develop till you're 25. It is not fully developed. So that makes sense.
I was still thought that 25. So, you know.
Yes. Where them dollars at? Yes, definitely.
You know, 25 was that's a peak year. Like, that's when you first start finding your swag, kind of. Like,
you gotta sow your royal oats.
Yeah, you know, so it's kind of, I can see how those percentages are like that. I mean, because most people around 25, they just came out of, I ain't gonna say they just came out of school or college or whatever the case may be, but you probably just was messing with your first fling still around that time, you know?
Yeah.
And look how that turned out. Look how you remember your first fling? Like, can you imagine just being married to your very, very, very first fling? No offense, ladies or gentlemen, but Jesus Christ.
No offense. But you know, we were all young, you know what I mean? Like, but that's a really good point. Could you imagine being married to your first fling?
Jeez. Comment below. If
the
y'all
second?
can,
The second?
We said the first, not the second.
I said to the first, but the second, yeah.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen,
because even your standards change between that point and now. Like, you know what I mean? Your standards are a lot different. You know, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old boy who's going through you know what I'm saying, developing as a man, you know what I'm saying? Hormones.
Yeah, buddy. Puberty kicking in.
My flavor. He still would get.
Man, yeah, it was. But yeah,
got to do it for the little duns too,
for
man.
The little duns, man, for sure.
Shout out for the little duns.
Right,
but because even then, like, even with us, like, maturing at that age, like, imagine, because the woman that you're dealing with, like, a whole lot of shit has changed from then to now, like, you know.
Okay, so now this brings up the next thing. Let's make a list of 3. It's 3 of us.
Shout out to Marquita for keeping us on pace. Thank you. We
appreciate
it. We know you brought you here for a reason.
Let's make up a list of 3. That's what we're gonna do every time. All right.
Okay. All right.
So I'm gonna get something. You gonna get something. You gonna get something. Each one of us.
Okay. Let's call it the list.
The list.
Yes.
Nice.
All right.
Shout out to the list. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
There it is. See, she's all over, even on sound effects. Ladies and gentlemen.
So here's my question.
All
and
right.
each of us get one thing to add 3 things to the list.
Okay.
What are 3 things that need to happen in order for us to have a successful marriage?
Or
Ryan,
relationship. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Oh man, let me see. I think for me, it would be you have to know how to disagree with that other person. Like in any relationship, any marriage, whatever, you have to know how to disagree because you're going to disagree. Like that's inevitable. But how you disagree makes all the difference. You know what I'm saying? It makes the difference between you walking away ready to kill this motherfucker or, you know what I'm saying? Or walking away saying, all right, you know what I'm saying? At least I felt heard. You know what I'm saying? I'm not happy, but you know, I'm cool. Like it's huge. It's a huge difference. So I think that's something we're still working out, you know what I'm saying? Me and CG. But you know, I think that's my piece of advice. What y'all think?
Okay.
I like it.
What about you? What about you? G-Dog.
G-Dog. Okay. All right. I say tell them the truth.
Ooh, I like that.
You gotta let a motherfucker know how you really feel, man. You know,
gotta tell the truth, man.
People be having you fucked up, so you gotta let them know how you really feel.
Listen.
All right. So for me,
hold on, wait. So we got to sit on that truth thing for that.
Here you go,
bro. That is so important. Listen, we got to tell the truth because some of y'all fellas ain't had a good home cooked meal in 2 years because y'all afraid to tell this woman that she can't cook.
You are so tired of eating this same goddamn spaghetti dish.
So that goes with yours though, Ryan, in a way, because if you're going to be honest, you got to learn to disagree. That means accepting that person's
absolutely
truth.
Listen,
Accepting
ladies, some of y'all ain't got the sex you wanted in years because you can't tell this man.
He is not getting your job. He is not rocking those boots like he's supposed to. Jesus Christ.
Oh man.
Ladies, don't forget to stop. Matter of fact, hold on. Yeah.
But that connects to mine in a way. That connects to mine.
Oh, okay. All right, you go ahead, because we about to go on a tangent. See, this is why we got you here.
Mine is learn and apply your spouse's love language.
Oh, get snaps for that.
Can
you can you explain to the people what the love languages are that you just mentioned?
Feel is going to captivate that person's attention, is going to speak to that person's heart, is not the same thing that they feel. So sometimes we do what we think they want versus what it is that they need. And sometimes a person, whether they say it or they do it through actions, are showing you what their love language is. And it's not for you to say, because people sometimes say, well, I give you hugs and kisses every day, but that's not the type of love language they probably need. Maybe their love language is flowers.
Gift giving. Yeah.
Gift giving. Having to say, although you say I love you, do you think I'm pretty? Do you think I'm handsome? Because men need to hear that too.
Hit the button. Hit the button. Hit the button.
Which button? I mean, air horn. We giving?
Yep.
Okay. Yep. Oh no! I got a better one for you. Hold on. Here you go. This is the one we're looking for.
People need to know that they are desired in a way that makes them feel desired. What you feel ain't it all the time for them.
It's true. It's true. No, I agree, because I would say that. So my wife and I, we have different love languages, and I think for a long time, like, we miscommunicated our love languages, and so that's where some of the disconnect is because I'm like words of affirmation, and she's like quality time. You know what I mean? And so if we're trying to give, and we often give love in the way that we want to receive it. So if they don't receive it in the same way, then they're gonna be like, oh, thanks. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's a great point.
But it connects to what you said about the bedroom too. My love language, I mean, we're grown, so I can speak. In the bedroom, we ain't just gonna get right into it. We need foreplay.
Ladies, please give some head.
Forward them things.
Okay, that's foreplay. Start it off with having to turn on that button. Some men just want to get straight into it. That's not my love language in the bedroom. in the bedroom.
Wait a
I
minute.
need you to give foreplay. I'ma give foreplay before
Thank you.
we get into this. Now there's
Reciprocate.
quickie moments. There's the quickie moment, but every time we get down should not be a quickie moment.
Wait, look.
Drink me in. Let me drink you in.
Wait.
Ooh, drink you
Oh,
in.
wait a minute now.
Wait a
Drink
minute.
it.
Ooh.
Damn!
Now we're talking here, ladies and gentlemen.
All
So
right,
if-
Greg, what you about to say, man? You've been
Because I was
you about to say something silly.
he was.
No, it wasn't silly. It just
Okay, what you gonna say?
it kind of goes back to what she was saying in the bedroom, man. Head is very important when it comes to marriages and relationships. Ladies, stop being afraid to give head, and fellas do the same, because that's a very big part of foreplay.
On the cob.
You know,
Me.
not slob on my knob like
Yeah.
corn on the cob.
Oh man, she came through with the 3-6.
Jesus Christ, not the juicy J.
The juice man.
Yes.
The juice
Juice
man.
man. But I agree wholeheartedly right there with you, Keita. Yeah, you are.
That's a love language for you.
That's a
Definitely,
super love
definitely.
language, because
Yeah.
boring sex will not keep the marriage going swell.
It won't.
That's
It
where the
won't.
strip club. That's where the strip club come in.
Yep.
Yes.
The nudie bar, like
The
Al Bundy
nudie
used to
bar.
call it. The nudie bar.
So let me ask you. So I'm gonna ask you, Marquita, you got to represent for all the ladies in this moment right now. So no pressure. So some men feel compelled to go to the strip club because strip clubs offer that fantasy. They offer that, you know what I'm saying, that exotic, erotic. You know what I mean? The eye candy, the sound. She be talking to you all good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, like, how if you got a man who feels compelled to go there, like, how do you keep your man at home? Like, how do you keep him from wanting to leave a house like that? No pressure. You don't have to.
Right.
Well, first and foremost, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't gotten to understand what this topic we're talking about today is, it's about marriage, how to have a successful marriage. Okay.
Yeah.
LiveQualityMinutes.com. LiveQualityMinutes.com.
Drop it. So basically, this topic that you bringing up, I would like to say, is either from negotiable to non-negotiable. And it's not just for men. Let's keep in mind, women are empowered too, and they do go to strip clubs as well.
Mozambique.
What?
Or sometimes, depending on the woman and her flavor, she'll go to a female strip club too.
We know that. They took
Okay.
over our spot. Yeah.
All right. And
Yeah.
so here's the thing. That is something that I feel during the dating process you should have already been aware of, and it shouldn't be something that you now want to change now that you're married. And that's first and foremost. That should have been something that should have been established as far as what you do or don't agree with, can and can't live with from your spouse. Now, if you've gotten to the point, because we all change, where you don't like it anymore, it's something about it that is doing a negative for you in the relationship. Buy a strip pole, ladies. Learn how to climb the pole, flip it, and come back down. Like, I need you to know. It's just the truth. Earn them dollars.
I know it was a good decision bringing you on here.
Yeah. So
it's okay to bring some flavor. Go to what is it? Lover's Lane. Get a size smaller than what you wear and squeeze yourself in that, and or find that thing that fits, that voluptuously accentuates. Take some like I said, YouTube, you can learn a lot. Learn how to do if you're not the best at giving foreplay.
Can I add something to that too?
Yeah. What you gonna add?
Because like she said, like when you started off, you already know what they were about. So, Also, though, before you buy this pole, ladies, please. When I met you, if you were 145 pounds, please do not try to go buy this pole. And now that you're 225 pounds, Okay, shit is not gonna move the same that it used to. Okay, like I get it, because when you get, it's such things called happy fat or what is it, happy weight.
Greg, it goes back to this point you say you got to tell the truth in a relationship, even if it's to yourself.
Yeah,
fam. If you listen, you gained 55 pounds. Like, stop asking me.
Quit trying to put those clothes on. You can't fit. That you had them for 14 years. Throw them away.
Come on now. You look like a bag of recess equipment in that dress. Stop.
No, not recess equipment.
Yeah.
Wait, here's my thing though. You
stop asking me.
How do I look? Huge. What do you want me to say? I don't know. Round.
Here's the thing though. There are big women who do more than a little woman can on a ball.
For sure.
It's about
definitely, for sure.
It's that core. And I'm just gonna say, if you did gain happy weight or whatever weight, just make sure it's secured to the ceiling and the floor. We don't need no liabilities. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. I'm not taking you to the hospital at 3:00 in the morning,
no.
Especially when I'm aroused.
Yeah. Like, I know. Well, listen, don't get me wrong, though, man. It's some big girls out there that's killing it, right? They be walking in
for sure.
Most sexy than them little skinny girls, man, because they just be carrying themselves. It's about how you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? How you carry it.
Yeah.
Because you could be skinny and look awful. So,
so tell me. Since you had asked me my opinion about the strip club, what are your negotiables and non-negotiables, guys?
We both said
And has it changed throughout the relationship yet?
Yes. Yes.
My non-negotiables.
What's your non-negotiable?
My non-negotiable is if I need some time alone, just let me get some goddamn time alone.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Let me pause you right there.
Message.
Oh man.
If you see that my blood is boiling, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna get in the car. Just allow me to get that space, because I allow you to do the same. And when I feel like talking about it, I will. Don't pressure me when I don't want to talk about something, You can't pressure me, okay? I don't like pressure. I don't like pressure.
Pipes or make diamonds.
For sure. And I'm not a diamond jeweler over here, so I'm just saying. But in my relationship, it's been to the point where it's getting better on that end. Like she knows where to. Oh, let me leave this nigga the fuck alone right now because he's kind of pissed off, So I think she's understanding that, but I understand her as well because when she's not in the mood, you can tell she's not in the mood. She get to slamming them cabinets and slamming doors behind them, and she's when to just leave it on, just.
But you feel it in your soul, though, don't you? You feel it deep down.
Feel it in the air.
Yes, that's it. In the atmosphere.
Boy. So
what about you, Ryan?
Non-negotiable. You gotta I feel like both people have to be able to have their own life, right? Like you have to have your own autonomy. I never wanted a woman to be dependent on me. You know what I mean? I'm just not that guy. And plus, I never really been rich, so it's not like I can fund some girl's lifestyle. But that's it. Like I want my wife to have friends, and I want her to go out and have dinner, have her girls nice, even go on trips. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want, and just so that she could allow me that space as well. And we live our own independent lives. We also have shared friends. You know what I'm saying? But I shouldn't be your one and only because that's just too much. That's too much burden, right? Like I can't hold on. Right. I'm not God, right? So I can't be your all and everything. So that's my non-negotiable. Like we both got to live independent lives while still being a union and marriage.
Did your non-negotiables that you have right now change since the beginning? Like what you expected as a non-negotiable at the beginning of your marriage or relationship with CG, did it change at this point? I did have a non-negotiable. Initially, when I got married, I wanted to have children. Like that was my thing. I was going to have children. And I was like, that's who I'm looking for. But you get married and the journey is,
they always say, you make plans and God laughs. And so I got married, and that was all in. That was the intention. That was the agreement. But things happen, man. Life happened, and I still don't have my own biological children, and right now I'm okay with that. You know what I mean? Like I'm not super stressed about it. It was tough, going through it initially, but it's changed. It's changed over time. It depends. You got to love this other person enough to compromise a little bit. You know what I mean?
Message.
Yeah, gotta compromise.
Message.
What about you, Keita?
Mine, okay, so I've been married twice. And the first marriage, he was 12 years older than me.
Damn!
Sugar daddy. Sugar daddy. Oh, Henry.
We were extremely good friends. Still cool to this day. Still cool. I mean, we don't talk like that, but if we saw each other, it's nothing but love. And
because he's somewhere taking a nap with his old.
Leave me alone. But leave me alone.
My bad. I'm sorry.
He had 2 children, and of course, he had custody of his children, and I was helping him to raise those children. So it was made very clear before we got married that I wanted to be a mother, and rightfully so. If I'm raising your children, and as young as I was compared to him, and he said he understood, and that he knew it would be selfish of him to not give it. But then 2 years in, he changed his mind. And I made it very clear to him, either you're going to be okay with me having another person's child, because I'm the one in this, or we're going to have one. But it was never I would leave you situation. He, though, started having a midlife crisis, rightfully so. He was older. He was like 41 at this time, and 42, and he wanted to get rid of his children, get rid of me, get rid of the dog. So that ended. But that was the non-negotiable at that time for me in the relationship. In the second marriage, the non-negotiable was having to cuss me out. I don't agree. And I still hold that to this day. I don't agree, if you love me, having to cuss me out.
What do you mean as far as cuss you out? Like,
say that, like, there's a difference. We sometimes use cuss you out as you went off on somebody, you checked somebody. But I'm talking about literally calling me out my name, or having to say F you, or, or anything of a cuss word that there may be. You're supposed to cover me. You would never let another nigga in the streets talk to me like that.
Yeah.
Don't ever let anybody talk to who you cover like that. And for you to talk to me like that, it shows how you feel. And so he would do that quite often. He was very verbally, he was abusive, period. But I tried to stick it out, and that's still a non-negotiable to this day for me.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that. Like, you love somebody, or I don't care how mad you are. Like, do not call me out my name. Yeah. Like, you can listen. I gotta take a walk.
Fighting words are fighting words.
Listen, do not call me out.
Fighting
my
words
name.
are fighting words.
What did our mamas? I don't know if your mamas ever use this, but this is an old school term, and I'm sure y'all have heard it. You don't fight the people in this house. You say that for the people in the street. Now, we're gonna have a disagreement, but don't disrespect me.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't let another dude do it, but yet you're doing it.
True. I could dig that.
And that goes both ways. Ladies, don't be all up in your man's face with the finger all in his forehead, like that.
You ain't gonna hit me.
Like, don't do that. Fellas, don't be all in your girl's face. You know you stronger than her. You know you get. Come on, man. Like, y'all gotta do better than that. Yeah, just take a walk. Just go take a drive. Do something. Just get out the house. Get away.
Okay, put the gloves on. You know what I'm saying? You want to talk like that? Put the gloves on.
Ain't the time and the place. Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Do the backyard.
Do not put the gloves on with your lady, fellas. That's awful advice.
Let's put the gloves on and go in the back.
Give her Tank Davis uppercuts in the backyard.
No face shots. All body blows.
Oh man. So
work that uterus.
Oh God, please. Please.
So here's the question question then. Here's another question. Why are they failing today? Why are they? I can't deal. Why are they failing today? We went over the occupation, we went over the ages, we went over the stats. But why do we think that marriages are truly failing today? Outside of those stats, what are the other focuses that are making marriages fail?
I think like you can't go outside of those stats. Those stats, though, to me, those stats tell the story, right? If you're too young, you know what I mean? If you work in a job that requires you to, you know what I'm saying, and be doing some egregious things to other men's laps, maybe that would be difficult to maintain a relationship. You know what I mean? If you're not financially stable, if you can't communicate, if you can't agree or disagree, you know what I'm saying? Like all those things. I don't think it's necessarily one answer, but it's a lot of things, man.
I agree.
But definitely, I would just say communication more than anything else.
Yeah, definitely. And head too, because people not been getting people not getting head in their relationships, so that could be detrimental. It's okay to be a freak with your spouse, man. Be a freak with your spouse, for God's sakes.
Who else you gonna be a freak with?
Exactly.
Well, some other stats have said that sex is only 10% of a marriage. Unless you're not getting it, then it turns into 90.
Damn right. Goddamn right.
That's facts. But
Yeah.
here, what you had named, Ryan, as far as IT, because the obvious are strippers, bartenders, things like that. And why, let me be clear, ladies, why, if you're in that profession, I say the obvious. The obvious is because you're around those who are looking for that affection, that attention, that's something in those industries. Bartenders are basically unlicensed therapists.
Exactly, for
what
sure.
do they say when you, honey, what do you need? Baby,
I need the strongest shot that you have back there.
Right.
You know, and that's not just with women, that's men bartenders too, but men and women dancers as well. You're putting yourself in the space to be tempted. So that's a test to your relationship, whether they know you're in one or not, period. Don't let you have an argument with your spouse. You go to work and somebody says the right things to you and you're in that industry, you know.
But also I would say that any industry where there's a lot of alcohol use and probably drug use, it may be difficult to find a viable spouse. You know what I mean?
Then why would IT be wrong? I know why, but why do you think IT would be wrong? I mean, not wrong, but have a negative.
I could say,
what you say?
I used to telemarket, right? And that atmosphere in those kind of office spaces are just like a high school, man. Like you come to work, you know, you're all dressed business professional, and like you say, people come to work with problems, and you might have somebody sitting next to you saying the right things, and they just be, oh, you're just so nice, and you know, and it goes to a whole nother level, man. So I can see exactly how IT stuff going like that. Exactly.
That's anywhere you work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I think information technology, the way I see it is like people think about like your IT guy who shows up to help you with your computers at your workplace. You know what I mean? It seems, and I could be wrong, it seems like kind of a isolated job where you're just like really working independently for most of the time. And so, you know, if you are struggling, you know, you by yourself all day, you know, working on people's computers, you know, because the IT dudes who show up to my job, they be by themselves with book bags on. They don't have no partner. They don't have no calling no boss. It's just them going from school to school working. So I don't know. Maybe it's the lack of communication or socializing during the time. I can't call it. I'm not a scientist.
For me, you said lack of communication, and when you're in IT, the only coworker, not the only, the main coworker that you're working with is a inanimate object. So you're not socializing with anyone. You're not having to work as a team. You're working individually, like what you said, Ryan. So for me, when it comes time for you to express yourself, express your feelings, you have for so long, because that's your career, been involved with not having to communicate with anyone else. Somebody tells you what's wrong, you get straight to the task. You don't talk to anyone else about it. So I can imagine why IT would be. I could imagine why.
But on the flip side, we also found that engineers have the lowest divorce rate engineers.
But they got to fix problems.
They do. That's a great point. Engineers' primary job is to fix a problem, to frame and analyze and solve problems. That's a good point. Yeah.
So that
they
means
also
if you're
know
gonna
how.
hire an engineer,
I
check
think
if
they
have a
also
successful marriage.
they also know the great skill of shutting the whoop up.
Yes, the greatest advice you could ever give a man in a marriage. You ask how to make a marriage work, you got to learn to shut the up.
No, wait. Okay, wait.
Yes.
Wait. No.
Yes,
No.
yes.
No.
Yes.
Wait. No.
Shut the up.
No.
Because
Zip
when
the
you know
lip
you can't win,
is when you win.
that's when you win.
That's when you motherfucking win. You hear me?
Well,
To win, somebody's got to lose. Shout out to the Whiskers.
All right. With the mustaches.
Okay,
I've been through stormy weather. Okay, I'm sorry.
that's a good point. You know what? Not so much a good point, but a fact. That's just having to know when to walk away, though, right? Just like what you said, Greg. She knows how to walk away from you. You need to know your partner enough to let some things go.
Yeah, man. You do gotta learn how to, but it's like just shut the cup, because you can't win. It's just I can't win. Okay, look, let me try to establish this one more time for you, right quick, Keita. Because when I brought it up to you, you didn't understand where I was going with it. Can't win, right?
Go ahead.
Situation is like this, right? So, for instance, my fiance, she has children from a previous relationship, right? I brought my own kid into the relationship. So the way I deal with my co-parent on this side is totally different from how they do their co-parenting on this side.
Mm-hmm.
And certain techniques and skills she might not do. So, sometimes she be kind of skeptical or like, why y'all doing this? Why y'all doing that? You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, it's just to win. Just try to make sure everybody's on a common, cool basis so that we ain't got to, no feathers are ruffled, nothing like that. But it comes times where she might see us doing something that is not familiar to her, not no crazy shit, just something for the kid. And argument spews. At that particular point, you have two choices, like Neo says. I mean, like Morpheus said, you got the red pill and you got the blue pill.
Mm-hmm.
The red pill is like, you know what? Jump into this argument. Plead your goddamn case.
Prove your point.
Prove your point.
She must hear your point. She got to hear this.
Say it with your chest, but then that blue pill be like, shut the fuck up. Shut up. Bow out. Give her a hug.
Get out of there.
Go watch the game. Go play some 2K. Just get the fuck out of there. Because once you figure out because once you take that red pill and you jump in,
you're in it.
That's when you lose.
Like quicksand.
Even though you might be winning,
it's like quicksand.
You win. You feel so good about your argument. You got facts. You got a whole notebook full of shit you bring out. You got to show us statistics how much you can be right, but you still lose.
No.
And on the other end, where I could just be like, you know what? You're right. That's when I win because I knew I can't win.
Let me say this as well. Even if you win, right? Even if you try to win and you win, in the end, you don't win. You hear me?
You're gonna lose.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Listen, if you win and she walks away dejected, I assure you, later on that day, that week, that month, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose. You're gonna lose.
See that face? Did you see that face that Keita just made while you were talking that? That is the exact face of you losing. Okay, that's how you're going to lose. She's gonna walk around the house just like that all week long because you chose to win.
And then you're gonna ask her if she's all right. She'll be like, "I'm fine."
Yeah, I guess I'm all right.
That's y'all's mates. So.
I mean, we know how to not to win because you can't win.
But they say happy wife, happy
life.
So it's a lot of facts to what y'all saying. So so is it safe to say and break down that marriages are failing from lack of communication, sex, and you can take sex in whatever area category you want sex, meaning the foreplay or the new way, or whatever it is that you want to do sex.
Please give some head to your spouse. Give some head to your spouses.
Hey,
and accept it.
Well, hold on. I know you getting to some points, but I gotta ask y'all. You with your spouse, your person, when somebody approaches you to be your third, what you do?
The third, we in the bedroom?
Your third. Somebody approaches you to be your third.
I'm selfish. That's a non-negotiable right there for me.
That's a no-go.
Ooh,
I only deal with one other person in the bedroom. That's it.
Okay. That's tough. Jesus, you can't be adventurous for God's sakes. See, I like people who spontaneous too. Don't be a lame. Come on.
So, Greg, you saying you down for that, huh?
I'm to the point. If she's down with it, I'm down with it. Depending on if
it's a guy.
Oh hell no.
That's what I'm saying. I didn't say if it was a guy or girl.
No.
If it was somebody.
You didn't specify that.
If somebody approached you to be y'all's third, what you gonna do? And you say you down for it.
I say it like this though. Like if she wants to experience something different like that, I mean, if I can say I want her to see her with two girls, and she says she want to do something, she could do. I mean, I can't say I can't contradict what I want if she, you know what I'm saying? Like
you don't even sound confident with what you just said.
I mean, but it's like because how am I ask for a threesome if you don't want one? You know what I'm saying? If you ask for what I say,
so you're fine with another eggplant swinging around in the room.
No, I'm not gonna be all no. But see, look, okay. What was that movie back in the day when my man got offered $1 million to have?
Oh, indecent proposal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now that kind of thing, like, look.
But he let her go by herself with him. He wasn't
right.
With them.
That was not the question.
Right.
Somebody approaches you to be your third.
Yeah.
What do you do?
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I think you need to ask this question before y'all walk down that aisle, because what if it come up one day for you?
I mean, just,
What about you, Ryan?
Huh?
So what?
Huh?
What you gonna do?
If you can hunt, you can hear.
Right. What you gonna
do? Listen, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no, right? Here's why I'm gonna say hard no. Is because whether it's a female or whether it's a male, I think things get crazy because you like repeat it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not one time. If it's one time, maybe it's a consideration. But if it's like it's gonna be a consistent thing, then the things get a little real weird. Then you start text messaging me without me knowing, you know what I mean? Or I start text messaging without you knowing, or y'all meet without me or something like that. Whether it's a girl or a guy, that's where it gets kind of weird. So that's
gotta be a one-time deal.
It gotta be a one-time deal. I'm not quite no. And another thing is my biggest fear, one of them is to see some dude going to town on my wife and to see her facial expression if she's enjoyed it, bro. I will jump off a bridge. You hear me? That's a no-go for me.
All right. I feel everything. Okay.
I gotta take that man's life because he got something over me.
You gotta jump off a bridge. All right. So your expectations when you came into marriage, then your expectations. We're telling Greg right now, like I said, ask those questions before you walk down that aisle. What is your expectation, Greg, for marriage since you're getting ready for it? And what was your expectation for marriage, Ryan, before you got into it?
Mm-hmm.
So what is my expectation for marriage?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's going to. I expect it to be respectful. I expect it to. I'm expecting myself to shut the fuck up. I'm expecting myself not to be able to win. But I also expect it to be a lifelong journey that, I'm signing up for, and I think I'm ready for the job, and I'm gonna be there 100%. I'm gonna give it my 100% all.
Right.
I expect the same from my spouse as well. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta man the fuck up when it comes to that kind of stuff. So that's what I expect for myself, and I'm gonna do such. You feel me?
Good stuff.
Okay, you right?
I would say that my expectation was that it would be hard, it would be difficult. But what changed is I didn't realize how difficult it was gonna be. You know what I mean? Like it was very difficult. And it's difficult because number one, you're trying to like combine your life with a whole nother person. The other thing is there's a lot of like self-reflection that you got to do. There's a lot of stuff that you learned over time that you got to kind of unlearn, because not everything and not everything you do is right. And you got to like process that, and you got to figure out, how to unlearn what you've learned and try to learn some new information. Cause I can say I'm not the same person I was when I first got married. And it's for a good, in a good way, cause I've combined my life with this other person, and I've learned a lot from her. She's learned a lot from me. And so, you got to be ready for that development, but it's not easy. It's like working out. You know what I'm saying? You get the most results when it's the most strenuous. And so that's really the case.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Keita?
I have two. I have three. These are my expectations in a marriage, and I feel with them comes success, for sure. A man controls the temperature in his house. So I'm looking for somebody who is going to be that comfortable thermometer for me. Meaning, you're bringing love, you're bringing ease to the house. When we might not make you guys feel like you could win all the time, but the whole house loses if y'all are not in the right mind space. If y'all not willing to be peaceable, and if you're bringing havoc, the whole house feels that tension, whether the kids are experiencing it in the house or not. They can feel it, and it brings the whole temperature to a different level. I'm looking for loyalty. That's the second thing. I never got that from any of my marriages. I was always the one who was loyal to a fault, and never had anybody who backed me up. I always backed them up. And having to want to stay in a marriage. Nobody gets married to divorce.
Right.
So I need loyalty. Like, we need to understand we're lifers. Like, this is it. And we're not going nowhere. And then the other thing is acceptance. I don't need you trying to change me. If you didn't like who I was before you asked for my hand, then let me go. Let me go. Accept me, accept my flaws, accept my assets in every way you could think. And then same with you. All these things I'm asking, I want to be fair and expect those things, because I'm also doing the same your way. So
like all that. Definitely.
That's pretty dope.
We got to hit you, everybody, with one of those. All right.
All right. Well, I think we've hit the end, but we have some quality content. So what you pull away? What's your quality content for the day? I'm gonna say one, and then I'm gonna hear whatever else y'all got to bring. There is, and I'm not talking about Martin Luther King Jr. I'm talking about the German theologian and religious reformer Martin Luther. He's from the 16th century. He said something that I heard back in high school, and I was like, ooh, that's deep. Now that I'm older, I get it. He said, let the wife make the husband glad to come home, and let him make her sorry to see him leave. Every day.
Every day.
Every day. That's what should be a goal.
Right.
So that's my little walk away from this session today.
Full-time job.
What about you, Greg?
Quality content recommendations.
Let me see.
Why you thinking it over? Give it to me, Ryan. Why are you thinking it over? Get it, Greg. I see you turning. I see it's turning.
I got two real quick. First is there's a show on I forgot what network it is. It's called Put a Ring on It. And it's basically like just these couples that the experiment is that they just go on dates with other people to determine if they are ready to get married or not. I mean, it's pretty. I mean, they address some real life issues. I mean, it's still like reality show drama and stuff, but you know, they definitely get into some real topics around communication and you know, self-control and stuff. So that's my one. And then also is Kendrick Lamar's album just came out and it's solid. Like I'm a Kendrick Lamar fan, but Kendrick is different. You know, he touched on, you know, topics that a lot of rappers don't rap about. Like he's talking about depression and, you know, just like real life stuff. And he's doing it very well. So, you know, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. The album is called Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Yeah. So shout out to Kendrick.
I got to check out the Kendrick too. I haven't listened to it yet.
It's solid.
My quality content is this book called Preparing for Marriage by Dennis Rainey. My marriage counselor put us up on this joint, man. It's discovering God's plan for a lifetime of love. You got to do some counseling before you start, you know, even talking about some lifelong plans with some motherfucker that you know what I'm saying? Because you never know what type of book you're dealing with until somebody, you know, turn them pages for you. So, ladies and gentlemen, think about some damn counseling, you know. Check out this book by Dennis Rainey, man. Shout out to Mom Dukes and Dr. Williams.
Yeah, definitely. All right, man. Well, that's about it right there, man. So tell them what it is. Tell them where to find us.
Ladies and gentlemen, for this episode and many, many more of the Quality Minutes podcast, please tap into livequalityminutes.com where we make every minute count, because that's what it's all about, man. You can find us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music, all streaming platforms. You know what I'm talking about. Shout out to Miss Keita for her first time on the podcast, talking that shiznit.
Right, Queen Keita in the house.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for having to accept me into the fold, y'all.
Welcome to the community right here. Welcome to the community.
Yes. All right.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we love y'all mamas just for having y'all. Until we meet again, man. Holla at your bit away.
Bye, guys.
Yonder. Going in, son. Hey, man. I am so hammered right now, bro. Never bold, though, nigga.